Now, how we worked on our full swing, actually hitting shots indoors. This has become more popular in recent years with technological advances, especially if you live in a colder climate. It's nice to be able to go inside and hit some shots. Now, I will recommend that you do not hit just into a blank net without a launch monitor or a simulator like you can see here. And the reason for that is you won't get the feedback of the ball flight. You won't get any feedback. So it's very easy to ingrain a bad habit that's leading to shots that are going offline. So really important that if you are going to practice full shots hitting indoors, that you have a simulator like I have here as one option, because you're going to have data. As you can see on the screen here, my previous shot, it's showing data of my swing path, how far the ball flew, where the ball flew, really important. Or if you do just have a net, that's okay if you have a launch monitor to pair with it, as that would give you a lot of that information and that feedback. That's really important to make sure that you're ingraining good habits when you're practicing itself. Two other areas in game great to practice indoors are balance and speed. And balance, a great drill to work on is if you get a long bath towel and fold it up on itself multiple times to where you can see on the ground here, it's in a line and really rolled up tightly. What we could do here is we could grab a club and get into a great ball posture and stand on that towel such that our toes and our heels are off the ground. And start by just getting into a good setup position and really feel what it's like to be in balance on the falls of your feet. And then go ahead and make some sways back and through, feeling that. Actually, his shot doing this, we'll demonstrate here, keeping that ball to your feet. But really what this is showing is the ability to stay in the balls of your feet. It's extremely important. If you ever take a lesson on a pressure plate, either swing catalyst or body track with the PGA Pro, which we highly recommend, the best trace that you're going to have is to show your center of mass as you move, because you want it to move back to your trail foot and through to your lead foot, throughout, follow your foot and on the same line on the way back and the way through. And that's what you're training here with this towel drill. A way to make it even more challenging is if you use a foam roller. You can use a full foam roller that's a cylinder. It's going to be really challenging. But you can also cut it in half to where it's actually flat on the bottom, to where it is just a half circle. And then try to stand on that. That's really going to teach your muscles balance, staying on the balls of your feet as you fight. Now, the other skill we need trained indoors is speed. And there's some great training aids that have come out in recent years to help with speed. And I have one here as an example, which is a fan that has a grit on the end of it. And what you do here is you're just going to grab it just like a golf club here and make some swings. You can actually put these two drills together and it's going to provide some resistance. See here, I'm swinging really hard, and it's kind of similar to a baseball player. If they put a donut on their bat before they go play, it's going to make it more challenging for them to swing. So this is a great idea here that helps with some speed. Two other training aids that have come out more recently that are even better are the speed sticks, and then the stack system, even more recently this past year. That is what Bryson DeChambeau and Chris Como worked together to develop, as he put on all that speed with that stack system. So both of those are also great options to look into to help work under speed when you're inside. Now, the final full swing fundamental we can work on indoors is rhythm. And I have two drills that we can help with that as you're inside. The first one is we grab a really thin towel. This is actually a pillowcase. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie a knot to one end of it. And on the other end, we're going to be able to grip it. And this is great for rhythm. It's also helpful just for our grip, as we're going to want to take this towel or this pillowcase and just grip it, and going to kind of provide some similar pressure with each of our hands. We don't want to be squeezing the club, but just a little bit of squeeze in each hand is equal opposite directions is going to help stabilize the club face and also load our shoulders as we swing here and get into a really good posture. But once we're in that posture, the idea is kind of swinging that knot forwards and back. And then as we take a backswing, we want to let that knot hit our back before we move towards our follow through. So swing it back, hit the back through, and then finish it with it hitting our back as well. The idea there is typically we struggle getting quick in transition. So we want to wait, let that knot hit our back, give us some time in transition, and then be able to release the energy down at and past the ball. So a great way to work on your rhythm inside. We can also work on our rhythm or tempo with a golf club. And there's a really nice app that you can download online. It's called Tour Tempo, which I have here. And the idea is there's 5 different tempos that all players are going to fit neatly lean into. And you're going to need to experiment with these to see what's best for you. We think about players on tour. Some have a really quick tempo. Others have a little bit slower tempo. Think like a Nate Price would be fast. Fred Couples would be much slower. But the idea here is I play these different tones. The first tone is going to be when you start your backswing. The second tone is going to be top of backswing. And the third will be at impact. So I highly recommend you try all 5 to see what works best for you. It will be pretty easy. You will know right away, well, that's too fast for me, or that's too slow for me. And once you get to the one that feels somewhat correct, that's going to be the best tempo for you. And for me, for example, it's the 21-7 is the best tempo. And I'm going to go ahead and hit a shot like that. You just throw it down and listening as you get into the shot. When I hear that first tempo is backswing, then top to backswing and impact.